Barbie.
So, Ange confirmed he is in Highline for life. Are you entertained? Let's find out. Hi guys, and welcome to this uneventful day in the wonderful world of Forest. Because nothing ever happens in Forest. It's never crazy. It's never... Oh my god, man. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. You know the drill. As always, make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed. We've just hit 30,500 this second. So shout out to you guys subscribers. I think that's like 400 or 500 new subscribers today. It's been crazy. Make sure you check out the sponsors of today's live stream, which is OK Jerseys, where you can get any of your replica shirts for 15 quid. And use code FFTV for a further 8% off. Right, guys, there is so much to talk about. Just before I do, there's a couple of super chats. Let's just get them the priority they deserve. Big up to Nuno with the 16 months. Shout out to you. And big up to my boy Jay. G'day, mate. How you Sheila's doing? All right, I'm so glad I can't do an Australian. Yeah, good thing I can't do an Australian accent. I'm so sick. This doppelganger stuff I'm getting with Ange today. Like, seriously. Shout out to you, Jay. Big up to Martin with the 199. Are you not entertained? It's who we are, mate. I could make a whole merch line of just Ange quotes. It's got crazy about. Shout out to you, Martin. Big up. Dean with the 5 gifted. What an absolute legend. That's gone to Tommy. That's gone to Alfie. That's gone to Tim. That's gone to Timothy. And that's gone to Jonathan as well. Make sure you show the legend Dean some love. And Chris with the £2. He goes, the king is dead. Long live the king. My king's still Marinakis.
Can we just bring the mood down before we show all our happiness about Ange? Because for those who didn't notice, Aina has gone off injured with a hamstring injury after 10 minutes in the night of the match.
It begins, man. The Ange injury effect.
I don't know why he's not got his fucking feet under the table yet, and we're going down with hamstrings. Jeez.
Yeah, so Aina has gone down injured. Hammy gone. 1 casualty away. Kev saying he's been okay. I don't know. I only saw what Matt tweeted on it. Big up to Matt. Shout out to Frederick with the 65 because the coaching change will work. The Greek father is never wrong. In the end, we always win. Solidarity reached. I can't say that word with the Greek father today. All right, I've got to start with Ant. I'm sorry, you two. I got to start with Ant because Ant, you have had many a comment to say on Ange over the last 18 months on many a different stream as well. So it's not just me that's getting clipped up left, right, and center. He is now in the dugout for Forest. What were you saying? Big up Matt. By the way, I did a video of Matt earlier on today, so make sure you subscribe there and make sure you check him out. Go on, Ant. What you got for us?
Obviously, he's Forest manager now, so I want him to be fantastic and brilliant and take us on to glories unimagined. However, I can't be a revisionist. I can't ignore everything I've said for the last 18 months and all of a sudden he's the greatest manager ever, because in my opinion, he's not. I mean, basically, he's probably the worst manager I've ever seen. Most managers, no matter how inept they are, can see what's happening on a football pitch, and continuously, week after week after week after week, and make some adjustments to try and prevent those atrocious performances from happening. Ange never bothered. He just said, "No, I'm God. Everything what I do is correct." And he lost 22 games out of 38 last season. He lost 22 games out of 38 last season. He finished 17th in the league. Just think about that for a moment. Before you get all joyous about UEFA Cup, just think about this. He lost 22 games out of 38 and finished 17th. On any other year, if anybody had been any good from coming up from that shit division below us, they would have gone down. Just try and think about that. Last season, we were magnificent. We fell off towards the end. In fact, I'm not annoyed that Nuno is out, because despite the fact he's a lovely guy and we all love him, etc., and he's brought us untold success, the fact of the matter is, his last 20 games, he's won 4 games. That's only heading in one direction, okay? And we saw on West Ham game the way things are going. So I'm not annoyed that Nuno has gone because of that. He sacked off the league to win Europa. Do you know how appallingly poor quality that UEFA League was? Do you realise that the final was against Manchester United, who finished 15th, and Tottenham Hotspur, who finished 17th? And you're telling me that's the standard you want to attain? You want to say, I don't care if we get relegated, we might have a chance of winning this appallingly poor quality cup that Spurs won last year. That was not a great achievement. It was harder last year to win the League Cup than it was to the Europa League. Absolutely, it was more difficult. You know why? Because in the League Cup, you occasionally play good sides. In the Europa League, you don't play good sides. You go to a final and play against Manchester United. Those 2 teams last season were appalling. So don't give me this, he sacked off the league bollocks. The league was gone way before the Europa League even kicked off. Right? So if you want to finish 17th, being hammered, not just beaten, Tottenham were hammered week after week. They were awful. And it was 99% down to this guy's unwillingness to change his style whatsoever. It doesn't matter who he had in his squad. He played the same way. That ain't good enough. And I'm telling you now, I'm hoping that he brings a breath of fresh air and we are magnificent and we don't have any defensive problems whatsoever. Despite the fact that Tottenham have got 2 of the quickest centre-backs in the league, so playing a high line should be better for them, and we haven't. Murillo and Milenkovic are not the fastest in the league. Their expertise is playing exactly how we play, solidly, with a solid back 4. That's what makes them great. You put them in a Tottenham team, and man, oh man, I'm telling you, they're going to get slaughtered. Okay? So I'll leave all you happy clappers to say what a great appointment it is, and this manager won the Europa League, you know, against fucking such and such of Kazakhstan and God knows who of Denmark. Right? You settle for that. And it's finishing wallowing, being a laughing stock towards the bottom of the league. Okay.
The only thing that confuses me
at the moment.
The only thing that's confusing me about what you're saying there, and is I'm getting the vibe that you're not that happy with Ange. Why are you wearing the Australian cricket top?
Not only that, I was going to dye my beard tonight, but I thought I'd leave it in honor of Ange. So, you know, I don't know. I'm just obviously confused. Right. By the way, it's not an Aussie top, in case anybody's wondering.
Who wants to go in next? So, I get the impression Ant's not happy. I'm not sure. Who wants to?
I'll go next. The first thing to say is that for those who haven't recognised yet, and I mean it's a pretty obvious comparison, but if you just have a quick look at this picture, you'll see that Wolfie and Ange pretty much look like the same person. So when we're doing the watch-alongs on the match day,
which, by the way,
exactly, you won't know who's on the sideline and who's doing the watch-along because they're basically brothers.
Crypto, can I just say I think that's unfair because Ange is clearly about 10 years younger.
Oh, we're doing that.
Wolfie's 23. Don't make me get the Rob picture out from last week.
Painful silence there, wasn't there?
By the way, everyone keeps telling me he's been a manager for 25 years. He's won something in Australia, something in
it's crypto.
Japan, was it Japan?
That's a Rob picture from last week. So
is that
stuff he's had? He won in Celtic, big deal. You've got to beat one other team who were in absolute disarray.
Celtic had European heritage, mate.
I mean, I'm obviously, you know, this is called Grumpy Old Reds, but first of all, I'm not old, and secondly, I'm not as grumpy as Anne. I'm pretty happy.
You're not a red.
Harsh. below the belt. Look, we've been sat here saying you've got to be careful what you wish for, right? We've been sat here saying we want to see attacking football. We want to see a manager who's not afraid of making substitutions when he needs to. And he is basically the stark opposite of Nuno. And it could all terribly go wrong, and we could get thrashed, and we could get relegated. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be an entertaining season. And surely he will have learned from the mistakes he made with Spurs. Someone mentioned in the chat earlier, his first season with Spurs, he finished 5th. Then he won the Europa League Cup. That is a major trophy. That's, you know, that's nothing to turn your head at. That is a major cup. They said on Sky Sports today that Marinakis basically has stated that he wants to bring someone in to win him trophies. And I think Ange could be that guy. I could be completely wrong. We might get hammered 9-0 at the weekend. I don't know. But I think it's going to be interesting. The one thing I'm happy about is that he can come in and have a fresh look at the players and basically put the best players on the pitch. Because we've seen from Nuno recently that he was effectively picking his favoured 11, right? Which is one of the things that was annoying me. And by the way, I think we should say, like, you know, Nuno was a good manager. He had a great win percentage, only second to Brian Clough. So I wish Nuno all the best. But Ange will come in and give something positive that maybe we haven't seen before. My only worry, and we'll probably talk about it, is that he has a heavy reliance on wing backs, and Aina's just done his hamstring in, which is not good. But look, I'm excited. At the end of the day, football is an entertainment sport. And in the words of Ange Postecoglou, are you not entertained? I think we will be.
I think that's a fair
add one more
point.
thing before Rob jumps in. Sorry.
What
Last
was that?
season, Forest had the best injury rate in the entire league. Guess who had the worst by a
That's
long,
about to
long
change,
way?
Ant. That's about to change.
Yeah.
Well, you can't blame
Tottenham
Ange
had
for
the
the. You
worst
can't blame Ange
They had the
for
worst
the
hamstring issue of any club in the league. And that's because Ange just runs them into the ground.
Wait, hold on. Spurs have always had bad injury records. Let's not forget they had the likes of Anderton, man. Bale
I know,
used
but
to
you're
get
going
injured.
back a wee while there.
I can go back further if you want. They've always had injuries, man. Injury-prone players.
I hope you're right.
I think it's harsh.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right, and we stay injury-free as we have done since Nuno's backroom staff. I'm hoping to God that we keep the majority of them.
We're not.
No, I know.
They go with Nuno. Look, the only thing I'd say, Ange,
I'm not Ange.
Brethren Robin.
We should do a poll. Who looks more like Ange, me or Wolfie? Because the chat seems pretty split by the looks of it.
What? You don't look like Ange at all.
I don't think I can. I can talk like him.
You're just all racist just because I'm quarter Greek and now tagging me as a full Greek. I hear it. Anyway, the point I'd make, Ange, is me and you both. We don't like defensive, low block football. We ain't got that now, bro.
Listen, bro. Listen, I've got to be honest with you. I've got to be honest with you. There's a little bit inside of me. It's dead excited about Saturday.
Exactly.
Go on, Rob. The chat saying, shut up and let Rob speak. Rob, right. Well, before Rob speaks, make sure you've hit the like button.
Well,
you have to say it in an Australian accent.
So, firstly, after that live stream you did this morning, don't ever complain at us for swearing on a pre-watershed GOR.
Did I swear?
A few times.
Numerous times.
Yeah, it was a video nasty. You might want to take that down. I mean, Ange himself is pretty thick-skinned, so I doubt that he's watched it because he doesn't really care what anybody thinks. Look, about this appointment, let's just say I'm trying to come to terms with it because there's 5 stages of grief, and I think I've just speed run through to acceptance. He wasn't my first choice, but at the same time, I think it was a realistic choice because he wasn't in a job, and the people that we were excited by weren't going to leave 3 games into a season, whether it was Areola, Glasner, or whatever. So, you know, he's a bit of a gamble. I think he's a bit of a risk, obviously. But let's say I was trying to look at the positives. Certainly, Ange himself has got a point to prove. Definitely, I think he has a point to prove, which is good. I think that's good. I don't think Nuno had anything left to prove, quite honestly. I think he'd found his level and he didn't seem thirsty for the next challenge, did he? He seemed to want to sort of rest on his laurels a bit. He wasn't excited by the new squad. In fact, he was rebelling against it. So, I mean, the point is, Ange versus the other options we were looking at, maybe not the best. Ange versus Nuno, I'm in favour of that because Nuno had to go. Nuno had painted himself into a corner. I'm grateful to Nuno for what he did, but his record since the 5th of April is 1-3, drawn 3, lost 6, right? And that was not getting any better. And that West Ham result was totally unacceptable. So it needs a new manager to come in and look at the squad as a whole and start with everybody on a clean slate. And I think so from that point of view, it's good that we have a new manager. Whether it's this new manager, I don't know. But, you know, I think everyone's as good as their last result, aren't they? Right? So if he comes in and he starts winning, I'm prepared to put my skepticism behind me. I mean, I don't like how he has handled the press conferences when he was losing as Tottenham manager. I mean, he's got one hell of an ego, but then so's the guy that's just left, unfortunately, and it just seems to go with the territory. So look, he's got a point to prove. He's clearly got a good relationship with Edu and Marinakis. He's going to look at the squad, the strengths and weaknesses as a whole. If we get some injuries, we've now got the depth to actually absorb them, and we might get to see some attacking football. So, I mean, he isn't going to watch anything like this. I don't think he cares what anybody thinks. But
he does watch YouTube content. I can tell you that much.
Think? Well, look, let's put it this way, Ange, if you're watching, I'm ready to be convinced. Yeah, I'm ready to be convinced. And in the end, everybody's going to get judged on results, aren't they? I mean, yeah, everybody likes to be entertained. But to be honest, I don't give a damn about entertaining third parties. Do you know what I mean? The people that sort of pay for Sky Sports and just watch every game. And like, I don't care about entertaining them. I'm quite happy winning 1-0. But then I'm just sort of a tribal football supporter. But I think the problem is Nuno was getting way too predictable. And he was showing that he had a very small repertoire, right? So at least we're going to get something different now. I just hope that Ange doesn't fall into the same trap and be way too predictable the other way. I mean, anybody that watched that Europa League final, Spurs won it with one shot on target and a low block. So
exactly,
yeah. He can adapt, right? He can adapt. So I don't know. In summary, I've got mixed feelings about it. I'm more positive now than I was with Nuno staying on. And I understand why we couldn't prize anybody out of a job, whether it was Silva or Glasner. So it's a realistic appointment. If you're asking me how would I have felt if Mourinho had come, I think actually that would have been more of a risk.
No one's asking you that, Rob.
He's been away from the Premier League for too long. And I think, Ange is going to be hungry. He's got a point to prove. So
I'm hungry, man.
You can be as hungry as you like if you know good. It doesn't matter how hungry you are.
Has he learned from his experience?
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. And if he has,
I think you're prejudging him, man.
I want him to succeed, and if he does, I will happily bow down at his feet and say thank you, Ange.
So you know how you can sort of forgive managers for being unsuccessful at Man United, because Man United's problems are never the managers. They've got serious problems. I think Spurs are a similar one, you know. I think if a manager flops at Spurs, I don't think you can put it all that much on the manager. I mean, Nuno flopped.
I agree.
Spurs,
I actually agree with that. Yeah,
so let's not measure him entirely by his Spurs experience. And by the way, in his first season with Spurs, he was a sort of fairly solid, comfortable fifth. I would take fifth this year.
Yeah.
And arguably, the squad we've got now is as good as the squad he came fifth with. So,
and if we won the Europa League and got fifth this year, you would be like Zorroing all over your
I would say he was the best manager ever. Well,
exactly.
second, obviously. Yeah. Change me tune as quick as you like.
Oh yeah, and we'll flip flop. We know that. I get it. Look,
I'd be stupid not to, wouldn't I? If you got fifth and won the Europa League, come on.
Here's how the Europa League. Come on. here's how I read the situation. Right? Here's where I am. Before I bring Ez in, right?
Mhm.
When I went live this morning, that was I'd literally been awake 5 minutes. News breaks, bang, I went live. So everyone got to see my raw reaction to it. It was like someone had slapped me in the face. I've kind of started to ask myself the questions. Well, could Nuno carry on? No, he couldn't. He shot himself in the foot. He was a busted flush, had to go. What do I want to see in the next manager? I want to see progressive attacking and winning football more than anything else. So he definitely ticks those boxes, maybe not on the winning one. And then the next thing is, well, can he win trophies? Because I think we're getting to the stage where the trophy discussion needs to be a discussion. We've established ourselves as a Premier League team. We've got ourselves back into Europe. The next phase naturally is a trophy. So I go back and I think to his first 10 games at Spurs. I remember I was calling Ange up. I was calling Ant up because that was at the height of my pissed off level with Cooper. I'd be like, did you see what Spurs have done, Ant? Did you hear what Ange said?
Can you remember me? I was saying, even to Spurs fans, I've got to hold my hands up. This is fantastic.
Yeah. I remember calling Ant up and saying, you know what? He's just played against Chelsea. He went down to 8 men and he still thought, fuck it, I'm going for the win. And I was like, could you imagine Cooper doing that? Okay, they got tonked, but still.
It was a stupid thing to do.
I know, but still. So I'm actually excited. Sorry to disappoint you Spurs fans that are, you know, watching it in the background. I'm not going to judge him yet. I actually think he's being misprofiled now that he can't learn that he's going to come in all guns blazing. But there is part of me that thinks Marinakis is going to say to him, do it. Go guns blazing. Fuck it. I want to see it. And he goes down that angle.
And he's brought in the players in the transfer window to back that
for
up.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, you lot in the chat are very split. Are you happy with Ange? 54% yes, 46% no. Look, he's here. Obviously,
what would that have been if you'd have asked before we got him? How many of you want Ange? I bet you it would have been a lot lower.
Oh, it's definitely no one had him first on the list. Before I bring Ez in, let me ask you this, Ant. If you could get Nuno back in instead of Ange, now your options are Ange or Nuno. What are you doing?
I'd keep Ange because Nuno had cut all ties. He'd burnt his bridges, I think, with us. There was nowhere going back. The way he behaved, it was disgraceful.
But what if he hadn't burnt those bridges? And what if he hadn't burnt those bridges? Let's say he's not had these comments and there's 2 managers available.
I would have wanted Nuno to stay. I would wanted Nuno to stay. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's hypothetical though. That's like saying what if Ange didn't finish 7th? Yeah, but it's like saying what if Ange didn't finish 7th?
It was a feasible thing. 3 weeks ago, we
obviously once Nuno's burnt his bridges, Nuno's got no recourse, has he? So I don't think that was a fair comment.
You say that as you say that, but you know there's certain ITKs that were saying that the meeting went well and that he's staying. But anyway,
the meeting's been had and it's gone well and Nuno's staying. So let's just
we don't delete those things though. We don't delete those things.
No, delete them.
Right. There's 1,000 of you in here. How are we doing on the likes? Not too good. So make sure you've hit the like button. We're on what are we on? Can't see it. 195. We're 5 away from 200 likes. We should be on about 500 likes, guys. So take a quick second, hit the like button. Just before I bring Ez in, let me just catch up on the supers. Chris with the £2 says, love Nuno, but he 100% got what he wanted, the sack. It's bang on. It's what I said with Matt SB today. It was self-inflicted. No one was calling for it. It's self-inflicted.
What's annoying, though, is that all of the other opposition fans and media are saying, oh, wow, look what Marinakis has done. Oh, he's so trigger happy. That basically, people that don't know what the F they're talking about are just taking it as an opportunity. People that have just not actually viewed the events unfolding. And also, they're looking at where we finished last season and not at the fact that we lost at home to Everton, lost at home to drew with Chelsea, and then lost at home. Drew with Leicester and then lost at home to Chelsea. As far as I'm concerned, in the 2/3 of last season, Nuno had a sort of aura. He had a sort of aura, and we had a sort of aura of invincibility, and it felt really, really good. But once it was gone, I don't think it was coming back. He had lost it, right? You know, one point from those last 4 home games of last season, when you're chasing Champions League, is not acceptable. And it was because people were getting tired and injured because Nuno himself impeded the signing of new players in the January transfer window.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
He was not the guy to take us forward. He had taken us as far as he can. And I'm actually pleased that the owner acted now rather than letting things drag on for another 5 or 6 games, throwing away points potentially against Sunderland and Burnley and finding ourselves somewhere near the bottom of the table. Now, so Nuno had to go from who was available. I think Ange is a decent gamble, right? Because let's look at who was realistically available, who was not in a job at the moment. There weren't many other options. It's very, very difficult to prize Glasner, Silva, or Iraola away from, you know, those guys are waiting to get like the Man United job. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves, right? Those 3 guys are waiting to get.
No, I have to disagree with you. I think we could have tempted one of those away.
Well, I know, but
Silva, yes.
I think once again,
Nuno's payoff, and then you've got Nuno's payoff, and then you'd have to pay off, say, Fulham for. I mean, I know we only had a year left, but the problem is that the size of these payoffs are like a bloody transfer fee. Right.
What's wrong with that?
I've
never understood what's the transfer fee for the most important member of your squad.
PSR, and it's not something that we're quite tight on PSR, and I think it's not something we budgeted for. Quite honest.
All right, we got to let Ez in.
A player that he's not even put into the bloody UEFA.
All right, come on, Ez hasn't even spoken yet. I want to bring Ez in.
Right.
Briss with the £2 again says in 50 years never seen the injury list they had. It's who they are, mate. Oh man, these quotes, man. You know what? He's gonna be box office on pressers. Like we're gonna have to do post-match presser videos and stuff like that. It's gonna be box office. But yeah, well done, guys. You're nearly at 300 likes, 284. So 26 more of you. Get those likes up. Esmundo, where I haven't spoken to you at all today, bro. Like, where's your head at?
It's pure madness because I didn't even have time to react to the Nuno dismissal before we were getting news or from reliable sources that Ant was going to be.
Wait, sorry to interrupt you. But you and Ant weren't on WhatsApp last night. Were you both asleep?
No, I switched my phone off and had an early night. Crypto was chatting some shit about midnight, so I just put it on silent.
I always chat shit.
I know. I have to mute you every now and again.
You must have gone to bed well.
Again, what I mean? Shut up for a second, right? So yeah, I fell asleep before.
Rob's been harping on for half an hour. The fucking England match is nearly finished because Rob won't.
It was 15 minutes before I said a word.
Probably on fire, mate. Is your PC all right?
The house is on fire by the looks of it, man.
What's going on here?
So for once, it's not Ant that's interrupting here. Go on,
Has Ange turned Rob to smoking? I don't know what's going on there, Rob.
Okay, that always like
a magic trick. He goes up in a
get on with your point. Develop your point.
Well, yeah. So where I was in the timeline, so literally, I got woke up about 5 o'clock, saw the messages. Barely, like I said, barely had time to react to the Nuno going out before we saw the messages from reliable sources that Ange was going to be announced today. And to be honest, he wasn't on any of our lists. We gave our lists a couple of weeks ago. I don't think Rob was here on that show, but none of us mentioned Ange. So for anybody to say we're really, really happy with Ange, I think that's after the Lord Mayor's show. The proof will be in the pudding, but I've kind of had to get used to it because we haven't got time to really absorb it. You know, he's been brought in. We're going to have to deal with it. I will back the manager, whoever it is. Same way when Nuno wasn't my first choice when he came in, but I got behind him. We all got behind him eventually. Now with Ange, the football's going to be exciting. That's regardless of anything else. It's going to be exciting. Whether it's going to be positive, I'm not sure we've got the players for Ange Ball. I love Ange Ball. Like yourselves, when that first season, certainly that first 10, 15 games, when he really brought it onto scene, it was exciting. It was some of the best football I've seen in Premier League, and to attach it to Spurs was a bit of a downside of it, but it was great football. And the way he plays with a pivot, my concern is that we haven't got the players. And what Crypto mentioned earlier about Aina's injury, that's literally one of the worst bits of news we could get. We have got other certain players that do suit it, like the left back, for example. He suits an inverted style, but there's other players that don't suit Ange Ball. So we'll have to see how it works. We'll have to see how long it takes. I don't think it actually is, in terms of formation style, it's something that takes a lot of time. It's something that takes a lot of time for the players to understand. I think they can understand it quite quickly. I just don't think we've got the players. I don't think we've got the centre backs for it, and I don't think we've got the wing backs for it right now. So Ange Ball is exciting. It'll have to be implemented slowly. We're just gonna have to get behind the manager. We haven't got
time to implement it slowly. They've got about 3 days.
Well, to be fair, I'm much more confident. I'm much more confident going into this Arsenal game of coming out with something than I would have been going in under Nuno, because now we've got a totally clean slate.
Yeah, but that's just
I don't know what his record was like. What was his record like against Spurs? I don't think he got many wins, but he did get a few draws against them, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't beat them.
Serious question. Yeah. Can we resubmit the Europa League squad?
No.
Right, so we've basically now got Nico Williams to play left and right back.
No, you got.
That's what surprised me a bit, is the fact that they let him pick the Europa League squad and then sacked him.
Yeah. That's what they sacked him for. I reckon that's what they sacked him for. That was the last straw. Leaving. Hutchinson
when he didn't choose Hutchinson.
Wasn't Edu there to say no? You can't do that. You can't leave that guy out.
The timelines are weird on this. I don't know if you guys caught my stream with Ben Jacobs earlier, but the decision was pretty much done. He was saying after the presser, which absolutely baffles me about the Europa League squad thing. Like, we know there was no conversations post Marinakis going to Greece. The only ones that we heard of was the Sunday or Monday one that didn't go well. So, opposite to what certain ITK say. But there was conversation. Ben Jacobs saying to me there was conversations, not formal ones as such. And it just baffles me.
They're friends, aren't they? The and it wouldn't surprise me. And look, this is pure speculation, but it wouldn't. It's football, right? So I wouldn't be totally surprised if Ange had a little bit of input on the players we brought in. The later, the four after the.
No, it wouldn't. Okay.
Some people are saying
it's impossible. Then fair enough.
Some people are saying that some people are saying the Zinchenko signing might have been a last-minute Ange thing.
Yeah, because he likes inverted fullbacks.
Yeah, because that's what he wants. He wants fullbacks.
And that's why Nuno left him out, and that's why he was finally sacked.
Yes.
It's a conspiracy theory until it's proven true.
Because there was nothing linking us with Zinchenko, and then all of a sudden we signed him with a deal sheet after the transfer.
You're right.
Yeah, but remember, we were about to get what's his face.
But maybe we were going to get both of them, because you see, like today, for those that don't know, Aina goes off with a hamstring injury after 10 minutes, and all of a sudden you back down to 2 or 3 fullbacks, which are crucial for Ange's. We should probably talk about how Ange plays, for those who don't know, because what Ange likes to do formation-wise is have 2 fullbacks effectively turning to attackers and then invert as they get towards the opponent's box with a double pivot in the middle. So this is not counter-attacking football going up the wings. This is pushing everybody into the opponent's box, and then everyone kind of inverting into the center of the box to try and score a goal, which is not what we're used to. But obviously, with the players brought in the window, I think it'll be entertaining at least to see him try and get it across the line. So
I wouldn't write off Williams and Aina as inverting fullbacks.
No, I certainly wouldn't.
They're both two-footed.
No, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
We have seen Nico cut in and shoot on his right foot quite a bit.
No, 100%.
If you notice the first 3 games, Nico's been inverting.
No, I agree, Rob.
Well, he's going to have to invert on the right-hand side now, isn't he? He's going to have to take over from Aina, and that brings...
so you think Nico goes across and then Zinchenko on the left?
Yeah, he's have to, isn't he? A hamstring injury, Aina's going to be out for at least 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, that was my point. My point is, I think the players can do it that we've got. My point is that you need some serious backup in those positions if we do get an injury. Look what happened at Spurs. Because
one of the essential things with his formation, but what you're overlooking is one of the essential things with his formation is the centre backs having pace, because they're the back line. Your two centre backs are your back line. Yeah. So if you a ball over top, I don't think Milenkovic suits that. I'm not sure Murillo even suits that, to be honest. So there's my concern trying to play Ange ball. They're not lightning. And Ange ball, if you watch, they start from the back. The goalkeeper basically splits his two central defenders. So they're the first two out balls. Then you've got a pivot. Now that pivot, and this is what I do want to discuss, is the perfect player for that pivot, I think, that we've got right now is Anderson. Anderson can hold on to a ball. He can move it quickly. He can keep it under pressure. I'm not sure Sangare can do that. So Sangare is not my...
Sangare is not an Ange player, that's for sure.
No, he's not. He's not going
to... I tell you why Zinchenko is Ange's perfect player. Because he's very good going forward. He's very good cutting it, and he can't fucking defend. That's
and he can cross. Right? Yeah, and he can cross the ball, you know.
And he's a prick. Anyway, I want to ask you guys about Chris Wood.
But that's my main concern with how it would work out.
So that's a good point. Zinchenko can't play.
He can't play against Arsenal, yeah. Because it's alone, isn't it?
Yeah. Good thing you said that. I'd have put him in my team on the preview one. I forgot about that.
We've effectively lost two fullbacks today for the Arsenal match.
One thing that
Andrew's not worried about bloody fullbacks defending.
He probably won't even play fullbacks. He'll
probably put Calamawendo at left back. You know, he's not bothered.
Well, this is what I want to discuss. Look, what I'm excited about is his presser. Big up to Jacob. Make sure you guys are subscribed to him. I think it'll be Friday, I would guess. No, it'll be either tomorrow.
Saturday game,
Friday. Saturday game. Yeah.
Usually Thursday, isn't it? Wednesday or Thursday.
This is going to be box office. Let's be real here, right? I used to watch Ange's pressures when he was at Spurs. I just found him so entertaining. There'll be no talks of solutions or this stuff or whatever that is rinse and repeat with Nuno, and he will bite at any questions from it. It's going to be box office. But the thing I'm most looking forward to is Ange does operate a very pressing team. High pressing team.
Yep.
And I'm all in for that because we make it too easy for opposition teams to come out of their half into us. This is the question I want to bring it on to. Does Chris Wood fit into that team? Or are we now looking at a Jesus who is very good at pressing, or a Calamawendo who is also very good at pressing? As we've had Chris Wood, he actually does press quite well, but it's been on his own.
The biggest thing.
His problem is often the lone presser. He runs towards the goalkeeper.
Yeah, on his own.
There's nobody else there.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the biggest thing going against Chris Wood in an Ange formation is his lack of pace. Because he likes to have speedy players on the attack, basically.
I don't think Solanke's got great pace.
Yeah, but Solanke was shit. That's why they finished 17th.
I know it was, but Ange bought it.
That's why they finished 17th. Oh yeah! Oh my God! Remember when Rob used to harp on about
Solanke? Yeah.
And then who was it? This summer? It was from Wolves. What's his name? Strand Larson. Where's your Strand Larson?
Thank God Rob's not in charge of recruitment.
Wait, hold on, one second, boys. Jacob, can you just write in the chat? You know when Ange was playing shit, were you still high pressing? Were you still high pressing in that phase? Because I go back to the 10 games.
They just stopped running back, didn't they?
Yeah, but I go back to those 10 games. When you watch them, they were organized in those first 10 games. The press was good. Basuma looked good. For me, the point where it turned was when Basuma got sent off against Luton, if I remember rightly.
You're talking 10 games out of 2 seasons. Come on.
Bro, I can't help it, right? I'm admitting to myself now, I'm excited about it.
I'm excited.
I'm excited about that. Of course I am. You know,
I'm going to see attacking football. And you know what? If we beat Arsenal, everyone is on side on this. If he goes and wins against Arsenal, Nuno Hooper Marinakis, Greek father's done it again, and everyone's singing, I'm loving Big Ange instead, right? Or we get tonked 5-0 and it's freaking Ange out and all hell is breaking loose. It's going to be exciting one way or another. You know what I'm saying?
It will be.
And don't forget the Australian accent, man. I love the Australian accent.
Yeah, Danny, by the way, we've already just had a hamstring injury. He's going to be laughing as I say that. Yeah, Ola Aina's gone down.
Brenda Johnson. I like that.
Hamstring injury. Yes, it was just our players after the first 11 couldn't do it so well, so it looks sloppy. Interesting. This is the thing though, boys. Our players have never had to high press ever in the last 4 years. Apart from against Brentford.
We did it once away at Southampton last season. We did it. Yes, we did.
We did it for about 5 minutes. Yeah,
you were there, weren't you? You were.
Did we high press well, or were
about Chris Wood?
They just shit at the back?
Can we come back to your point about Chris Wood? So Chris Wood has one of the highest chance conversion rates in the Premier League, right? Yeah. The problem is the last couple of games, he's had about 2 chances in total. So if you say that Ange is going to increase the supply to Chris Wood, I can see him having a field day, right? Leave aside his pace and the rest of it. He is a finisher, right? If Chris Wood is going to get 6 or 7 chances per game, he's going to get a couple of goals a game. The problem is when you go like we did against West Ham without having a shot in the first half, and he's basically against West Ham, he's had 1 chance, which was that header straight at the keeper.
Okay,
and then
Rob, more specifically, this weekend we're playing Arsenal. He's coming back from a trip to your favourite place, New Zealand. Are you putting him in? Are you starting?
No, maybe not start him for this. But the thing is, this gives me some hope going to Arsenal, because the problem is we've been to Arsenal 3 times since we've been back in the Premier League, and we've basically parked the bus, right? And the problem is Arsenal get their first goal after about 15 minutes every time, because they're just all over you from the start. You've got no goal threat. I mean, the one time that we had them worried was like when Elanga and Taiwo caught them on the break that one time, right? We scored 1 goal there in 3 attempts. So if we'd gone with Nuno, we were in for a 3 or 4-0 if we'd done that. Right,
I think it'd been the same old. Yeah.
In fact, he probably would have played Taiwo up front as some kind of protest. So at least Ange is going to have a go, and actually, strangely, that might be the best thing.
Mate, the thing is, I have no doubt we will create chances. My issue is letting 6 in at the back. That's my issue. I don't have any issue with us being exciting and scoring some goals. But that's no good if you're letting the amount of goals that Spurs let in at the back.
Yeah, but this is the man who beat Man City, Thompson 4-0 last year, man.
Yeah, this is the man that lost 22 games out of 38 in the league last year.
That's because it's Spurs.
Yeah, and Forest.
Spurs. I've told you this for years.
Forest last year had the 2nd best defense, I think, statistically in the whole league. It could be written in the stars that this Forest team and this back line is actually everything Ange has ever dreamt of.
I hope so, mate.
This could be the season of Ange's life. We could be winning the Premier League. Mate. We might not even win a trophy in the 2nd season. It might be just
if I sneak into the training that guy and I hear him saying to Murillo and Milenkovic, I don't want to see you in your own half during the entire 90 minutes. I'm going to get worried.
Yeah,
I'm going to get excited.
I think he's more likely to sneak in and say something like, "Strike me, koala, mate."
I know, Rob. I got that face as well.
I'm going to catch up with the super chat.
It's better than your fucking accent.
All I would say is this: when we got Nuno, I had all the Spurs lot on me. Oh, Nuno, he's so boring. Oh, look, we sacked him after 2 months. Oh, he's rubbish. And then they all went silent. Now it's a case of, I actually think there's still quite a few Spurs fans that were Ange. How about that? I'm going to do a panel show on Thursday evening. I'm bringing some of the Spurs YouTubers on. I'm trying to get a selection of Ange in, Ange out, and Ange in the middle, just to give you guys a real perspective on it. So stay tuned for that. We've also got a 3-on-3. Oh, by the way, Rob, you're required tomorrow. Just let you know. 3-on-3 for the Arsenal preview. We got Potts, Hooks, and Igal coming on as well. There's so much. And then, boys, the rest of you are back on Friday because I did another Grumpy Old Reds. I'm in here. I'm just telling all of you.
You know what? Sorry, I've got to say something. you really pissed me off with this because it does look like an Aussie top.
It is an Aussie
It is
top,
an
mate.
Aussie
You're
top.
on gin.
He
You're on
got
gin.
an
Your
Aussie
subconscious is
Forest badge on
talking.
it. He find a fake Forest badge on it.
Subconscious is talking. All right, let me do the super chats, then we'll continue on because we do need to talk about the Chris Wood topic. Where did we get to on the super chats? Here we go. Jamie with the £2. He goes, hi, has Nuno set the Europa 22 until January? Yes, that can't be changed. Unless Marinakis finds a way to grease some wheels.
We haven't played a game, either domestic or European, since it was submitted, and we've had an injury off the bat. I think we ought to at least ask, right?
Mate, you can change the B list.
Give him a ring now. I'll give you the number. Give him a ring.
You can change the B list squad, but that's all you can change. You can submit that every time before a match. Andy with the £2. He says we're gonna win cups by May 25, 26. You Reds, facts.
Yep.
I got a sneaky feeling on the Europa now, boys.
Shouldn't it be 26, 27?
No. That's because it was at Spurs. Yeah, that's because it was at Spurs.
He only wins in his second year, not his first.
No, not only, and he always wins.
Always.
That's the longest it'll take us. Yeah.
No. Think about it. He always wins in his second year. He can win in his first year, but he will always win in his second year. So if we win this season, we're winning again next season.
Okay.
Got it? Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Big up to you, Andy. Thank you to Warren for the £2. He goes, we have to adapt and move forwards. Agreed. Anne's just being grumpy. Anne's being grumpy old red. Shout out to you, Wazza, for the £2. Big up to Chris with the £2. He goes, Ange wants McAtee and Hutchinson at Spurs.
You see, I'd Zinchenko onto that, and my point starts to make a little bit more sense.
Chris, why are you feeding him? Why are you feeding him with the conspiracy? Big up to you, Chris. Big up to Frederick. He says, didn't trust the Greek father when Cooper was fired and Nuno came. Who was right?
Greek father, of course.
Wait, are you saying you didn't trust, or?
I think he's saying he didn't, yeah.
Yeah, no. Frederick,
he didn't Marinakis because he fired Cooper, Nuno came in. But who was right? Mr. Marinakis.
Well, the answer to that, Frederick, is actually I was right on that. So trust in me. Trust in me on that, bro. I was
actually
right.
to be fair to Wolfie, he was the only Forest fan that wanted Cooper out. To be fair.
Thank you. I was the first. I saw
it. They trolled it. I mean, I know Rob was Cooper out for a long time, but
Rob was not Cooper out. And a massive big up as well to 3 stars with the coffee. He says at the end of the g'day.
G'day.
We always win. It's what we do, mate. Welcome to Forest.
That would make a great teacher.
Shout out to you, 3-star. And big up to Andy, who's still got Cass's picture on there. With the 199, he goes, remember what happened, Wigan Cup and relegation.
No. We're not getting relegated.
Yeah, Wigan won the FA Cup, beat Man City 1-0 in the final. And then got relegated.
Oh, what happened to Wigan? I thought he was conflicting. Oh, it was Grimsby anyway. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Shout out to you, Andy. Appreciate it. Okay, how are we doing on the likes? 394. So we're 6 off 400, which is still pretty cool with over 1,000 of you in here. Let's get it up to 500, guys.
Yeah.
Please do hit that like button. Right, can we talk about this Wood thing? I'll get a poll up in the chat as well. What striker?
Can I just quickly say Anderson is starting again for England tonight? So that's
of course, he has to. And that'll be a far better test for him. I would think I would hope so. I would hope they play him in the position he excelled in.
He's in the 6, yeah. He's with Declan Rice. Yeah.
Is Milenkovic is starting as well, isn't he?
He is. Yeah.
Do you realise what a narrow escape we've just had? By the way, because do you know what Steve Cooper's doing now?
Yeah,
Bromby.
He's just taken over at Bromby, who are in the Conference League. Thank God.
Really?
Otherwise, if we'd been in the Conference League, we would have been going up against Cooper.
I would have loved to go up against Cooper, man. What are you talking about?
We beat Leicester, I suppose.
Let's not forget, this is the Cooper who apparently, according to some, would have been managing a top 6 club.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about the people who said he was going to go better himself to a bigger Premier League team.
Yeah.
Why would anybody think that? Seriously, why would anybody think
They're so deluded, bro.
Delusional. To be
No,
fair,
we're deluded.
Rob was one of the people who went to the ground and laid flowers when he got sacked.
Oh,
so
shut up.
Did you?
Nothing's beyond me.
Rubbish.
Did you?
He did. He was leading it.
No, but there were a few that did. There were a few. Rob wasn't one of them. Let's be fair.
Anyway, he's long gone and dusted. I want to talk about this Wood stuff, right? I'm going to put a poll up in the chat. Who do you guys think is the most suited to Ange Ball when it comes to the strikers? Spurs boys, Danny and Jacob, if you're still in there, out of our strikers, let me know who you think would suit. Who wants to kick this one off? Go on, Ben.
I mean, for me, it's got to be Cali Muendo. I love Wood. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't play Cali Muendo at the weekend. I'd play Wood because I think Wood has deserved his starting place. But I just think that Cali Muendo is going to fit Ange's tactics better. I think he's more likely to run around, get into space. He's quicker. He can keep up with the fast press. And I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but I don't know if Wood is that type of player. So I would start Wood against Arsenal, but I'd be very interested to see Cali Muendo come on and have at least half an hour, because I think he has been bought by Marinakis as effectively the future striker, the future so-called number 9 of our club. So we'll see. Cali Muendo.
Well, I've already said it, but I definitely wouldn't be starting with Chris Wood after his 24-hour however long it takes to fly back from
good point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he might have jet lag. Yeah.
So
Rob,
for me, and I've said this
over
over the last few weeks, Cali Muendo.
I'm checking when the fixture is actually.
It's on Saturday. Cali Muendo gets the start for me. Cali Muendo gets the start.
No, I mean the New Zealand game.
All right, stop. We'll come back. Go on, Ness.
Yeah, Cali Muendo gets, and I said this over the last few weeks, Cali Muendo gets a start for me. Once he's in, I think he's going to be very hard to shift, and I think he's going to suit this, whatever formation Ange goes with, he's going to suit it more than Wood would. As long as we're creating chances, Wood will score goals in any team, regardless. But I think for the style of play, I think Cali Muendo 100%, and I even think Jesus suits it better than Chris Wood does, personally.
Chris Wood
scored
today.
I start with Cali Muendo on the weekend. Sorry, go on.
Chris Wood scored against Australia today.
Yeah,
and
can we just say, I don't know if this is a talking point, and we can revert back to it, but there's so many people dropping Ndoye for Cho. Ndoye has scored or assisted consistently in his last 5 matches from Forest and International. Every single match. Every single match had a goal involvement.
He's on form, but if we're sizing up the 2 players, for me, Hutchinson is a better player, and he's got more experience in this league.
He's not.
I agree, Ed.
He's not.
He's just a better player. Right now, in my opinion, he's a better player. I'm not saying that Ndoye can't, progress and all that business, but right now, I've got far more confidence in Callum Hudson-Odoi than I have in Ndoye.
Same here.
You're talking out your ass.
No, it's called an opinion. You can disagree, but it's called an opinion.
Yeah, but, okay, it's an opinion, but your opinion's wrong.
No. It's our opinion, and your opinion isn't right.
That's just bollocks.
I actually agree with Ben.
It's that for Ndoye every time.
It's going to be interesting to see who he actually picks from a completely clean slate.
100%.
In terms of the Chris Wood question, I'm not a fan of him.
Can we go back to that? That?
Okay, so he scored today. He's probably already on the plane back. So he's going to have a couple of days training. But I don't know. Maybe he starts as a sub. Maybe it's a bit much to ask him to come and do a start at Arsenal. But I don't know. You never know. He's going to be in a more attacking team, and he's going to get more chances per game. So the question is, can he stay fit and can he keep finishing at the rate he did before? Because if he does, then he could score more goals this season than last season. He's already on 2, so I wouldn't write him off. But at the same time, let's
in the style of play,
all of them. Let's give them all an equal chance. So I'm really interested to see who another manager picks from this.
I tell you what, God help Wood if he doesn't score at the weekend, because you're the one who was sat here last year slating him for even going to play for his national team.
Yeah, when we were chasing a Champions League place, yes. And I'm still against that.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
with Rob on this. I'm with Rob on this.
That's
By
said
the
that.
way,
And it wasn't Rob who said it. It was me who said it. Rob just ran with it, but you can blame Rob if you
well,
want.
I'm with you then, Ed.
It's all right. I don't want to blame for this one. But
Wait, so we're all against crypto, is what you're saying?
I mean, and he's not getting any younger, is he? He's not getting any younger.
So
if New Zealand were a team that had a chance of winning something, then you can understand it. But they ain't. They're just a little nobody team.
So yeah, but you can't stop someone from playing for their national team.
Nobody's saying nobody's saying you should physically stop them. What we're saying is, in our opinion, it would be sensible for Chris Wood to say, at my age, I don't need to be travelling 12,000 miles to play in an inconsequential game.
At my age, he's fucking 34, man.
Yes, for a footballer, that is getting on.
Yeah. And long haul
hang on. Sorry. So you're saying
I know you've flown over to Thailand a few times. Yeah?
One at a time, Jonas.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, long haul flights. We're not talking about. We're not talking about a 2-hour flight to Mallorca. We're talking about was it 22 hours? It's not a short haul flight, bro. You know, it's a long time. Doesn't matter if you're sitting in first class or economy. You know, it's a long flight. It's not easy for players to recover from that. And my concern, like Ant said, I don't think these were qualifiers. These were friendlies that he was playing in. It's like you're going all halfway across the world to play in a friendly.
I can't believe you lot expect someone not to go and play for their national team. No, it's probably the biggest honour of their life. It's probably the biggest honour of their life. They're not Forest fans.
It's not, is it? It's a bigger honour to play for Forest than it is to play for bloody New Zealand. Come on.
They're absolute bollocks. They're not Forest fans, are they?
No, I'm sorry, mate, but no, sorry. Crypto, I'm going to massively disagree. I lived through an era where Man United dominated everything, and they did not. When Ryan Giggs didn't want to go, he wasn't sent. They did not send their players for these useless. And most of our fan base have already said these international breaks are an absolute bore fest. They're useless. Nobody wants them, you know. And you're saying it's all right for him to swan off halfway around the world. No, it's not. It's really not.
I didn't say he's swanning off. I said he's going to represent his country.
You've got people, Crypto, changing their bloody.
They don't pay his wages.
Go and play under a flag of convenience, for fuck's sake. How important is it?
They don't pay his wages.
Not your country. It's not your country. It's a football match. You're not going to fight a war to protect your country.
He's representing his. Tell that to Morgan Gibbs-White. Morgan Gibbs-White comes out.
Morgan Gibbs-White's a tosser anyway.
Morgan, hey, we don't have Morgan Gibbs-White slander on this channel.
Where's this gone, man?
Comes out and says that the thing he wants the most is to represent England. You're not going to take that away from him just because
England's not New Zealand, is it? We've got a chance of winning.
It's not Chris Wood's fault he lives fucking 12,000 miles away.
It's not that. It's that New Zealand don't have a chance of winning anything ever. I know people in the chat.
If everyone took that,
enough.
If everyone took that opinion, we wouldn't even have a football team.
The good news is, good news, everybody. You want to hear the good news? New Zealand's next 2 games are in Poland and Norway. So next international break, he can go on Ryanair, right?
That's fine.
That's fine. So I wouldn't hold that against him. All I would say on this point,
mate, if he goes on Ryanair, he won't even be back for the next match.
It's probably not enough leg room for him as well. But
that is true. Ryanair need to sort their shit out. On
the problem for him now is that he's got competition. I mean, you could call it backup, but he's got competition, right? So Chris Wood himself now needs to decide, okay, if I go to New Zealand, because before we were always going to pick him over Taiwo anyway, right? We would pick an 80% fit Chris Wood over Taiwo, and we did, right? Yeah. But now he needs to think twice about, you know, if I leave a space for Kalimuendo, I might never get my position back. And then, he'll still play for New Zealand, fine. But then that could be the rest of his career, just playing for New Zealand, right? So the situation is, ironically, now we've got backup for him. He's more likely to prioritise Forest.
Not only that, Rob, but at 34 on his last big contract, it's 2 years long. It's 2 years long.
And
we are paying him.
You wish you were 34. You wish you were 34.
Right? He's on an absolute fortune. Nottingham Forest are paying his effing wages to give him a luxury lifestyle for the rest of his life.
Teams.
Not New Zealand. They're not doing it. We are. So why must we suffer for his like? Oh, I want to play in Australia for a joke, for a bit of a laugh with the lads.
Yeah, but
Oh,
wait.
come on.
Hold
It's
on,
not
Ben.
a
Hold on,
joke.
hold on.
Come on.
I'll back Ben up here. When Stuart Pearce decided to stay at Forest, it was only because he could continue to play
That's
for England.
England. Do you not understand the difference?
No, but
He's
Chris
representing
was
his
trying to sign
country.
his board,
We
mate.
can win something. They can't. So he doesn't have to be there for a friendly in fucking
And have
Australia.
you watched England play? New Zealand probably
Then you're not
batter us.
listening. You're not listening. We've been in two finals and a semi-final or whatever the fuck it is. So don't be stupid. Use your brain. And also, Chris Wood is going to Australia for a kickabout. That's different to playing in a
New
qualifier for England.
Yeah,
Right,
but
and
have you never
Australia,
watched
didn't they?
Cool Runnings? And have you never watched Cool Runnings?
I saw it years ago. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, do you remember when Irv Blitzer talks about giving
I
them
don't know
the
the details. I don't.
Can we do a poll?
opportunity to earn their position to represent their country?
Can we settle this with a poll? And just ask
Do you
the
not
chat?
understand? I don't care. He's a Forest player and he's flying
let's
24,000
ask the
miles in
chat.
total for a friendly in Australia. It's not
Well,
necessary.
All right, wait,
Yeah.
stop. Wait,
Democracy,
Ben.
democracy,
Wait, Ben.
put a
Hold
poll
on.
out, put a poll out.
You're being
What is-
stupid. You're not. You're,
Okay,
you're,
wait,
You're,
Ant,
not
Ant.
equating two situations whatsoever.
Okay, let me give
The
you a
poll
scenario.
demand, the poll
Hold
demand.
on. Wait. Murillo gets called up to the Brazilian squad. Same scenario. Got to go to play in Brazil. You okay with that?
She's upstairs.
Absolutely. Murillo is a young boy playing for Brazil.
Okay,
It's a
what
big
if
difference
Felipe?
to an old man playing for
difference?
New Zealand.
What if Felipe got called up when he was still at Forest? Have you been okay with that?
34.
I would say
Yeah,
great.
fine.
He's
playing
doing
for
well.
Brazil.
Yeah, and he must be doing well for him to be called up to
So
Brazil.
you
This
can't
isn't about the
gender against New
distance for
Zealand.
you. This isn't
You
about the
can't gender
distance.
against
About
New
the
Zealand.
distance and the importance of the game.
Double standards, that's right. Exactly.
If,
Double
All right,
standards.
if Chris Wood, listen,
not double
if Chris
standards.
Wood was playing
is
against
double
Australia in London, I don't have a problem. Not a problem.
I think you've taken it to the nth.
The problem is just the distance.
Problem
then.
is, the guy's 34 years old and flying 24,000 mile round trip.
Yeah.
And we
Can we get a
paying
poll? Can we get a poll in the
£100,000 a
chat?
week, by the way. Us.
Can we get a poll?
So the question was, who's going to
I don't
start?
care.
And you
Ben,
lot have
Ben,
ended
don't
up
ask
talking
me,
about
ask
New
a poll. I
Zealand's
don't care if the
football.
poll is 99.9% against what we're saying.
I
I
do.
don't care.
It's probably
Because
100% against what
it's
you're
not
saying.
easy being right. You're often very lonely being right.
Who, me?
And I know
No,
it.
not you. You're never right.
Yeah, he's not.
So, all right, I'm going to do a poll. Should Chris
Oh.
Wood play for New Zealand?
We've had this
At what?
before. We've had
Oh, we
this
need it
exact
again. We need
same
it
poll
again.
Before.
There's like 20. There's 20 comments saying poll.
That is not giving it context. By saying,
I
should he play
haven't
for New
done it
Zealand?
yet.
We've
All
just
right,
been
Ant.
talking about it for 20
Wait,
minutes.
shut up!
The context is should Chris Wood at 35-year-old being paid over £100,000 a week by Forest fly 24,000 miles for a friendly against Australia?
Okay,
That's
I have
what
like
poll
30
is.
characters. Okay, so what Ant said. Agree
They're not
with
gonna,
Ant.
they're never going to agree with me, no matter what I
Disagree
say.
with Ant. I'm not writing that. I ain't got the characters to write that. That's all you're getting. All right, the poll's up. Anyway, so
it's good,
should
yeah,
Chris
yeah,
Wood
okay.
play then?
The thing is, it was Ez that started it, Rob that continued it on, and I'm getting the flack.
You're the one shouting. Anyway, Ez, should he start?
For me, he doesn't. I told you, he doesn't.
For at least 1%.
Kalimuendo starts for me this weekend. Kalimuendo starts for me. I'm hoping he's going to put in a performance and he's going to make it very hard for Chris Wood to shift him, and that's what I bloody want. The whole point of this is that we raise the bar, and I think Kalimuendo raises the bar in terms of the types of players that he's competing with, and they absolutely are.
And
like you said.
Yeah, but I'm getting assaulted by people that have got less brain cells than a bloody dead muppet.
All right, well, go back at
and
them.
the problem is Ben's bringing up all the anti ones. That's the problem. Look, he's brought up the same one twice for a start.
Because no one's agreeing with you. They can't find a single one.
Okay, can we just go back to talking about fucking football? Ez, sorry.
Well, I don't even remember what I was saying, but
I
either
can't
way,
remember the question was.
Kalimuendo starts for me this weekend. The poll that you did for Jesus Ange Ball, he won he was miles ahead of everybody else in that poll.
Yeah.
Also,
chat
like I alluded to, I think actually Jesus suits Ange Ball better than Chris Wood does. But for Chris Wood, he has to have competition. And like Ant said, he had no competition for the majority of last season. So how is this a bad thing either way? If he loses this position because he's swanning off around the world, and I will say swanning off because it was a freaking friendly, man. It wasn't a World Cup qualifier. It was a freaking friendly. He swan off around the world. And it's not as if he hasn't recently seen his family. We've just had a 3-4 week break as the season finished. So I don't want that bullshit either because like...
Yeah, and they can come over here as well, by the way.
They can come over here. He's rich enough. You can fly him all over here first class.
I've never found 3 people who genuinely have so much hatred for New Zealand.
I love New
one's got hatred for New Zealand. Several different things, man.
Brazil's not close either.
All right, Chris.
If he loses his place as a result of this, then I've got no problem with that. If he can't get back into the team because of Kalimuendo's form, I'm all for that. That's the whole bloody point of this. So I don't care that he might get left out this weekend, because if he gets left out and then the player that comes in does better and gives him stiff competition.
That's a good question.
I've got a chance of winning it. Nigeria are the biggest club in Africa. Team in Africa, they've always got a chance of winning it.
They were in the final, last AFCON final, so they're not shit, are they?
Chocolate defending me.
New Zealand is a great place. It's got nothing to do with New Zealand. It's its location.
Okay, I don't know why we're got a new manager and you lot talk about fucking New Zealand and Chris Wood, man.
It's Rob's fault.
Rob's fault.
We all agree on that, Crypto. We all agree on the fact it's Rob's fault, don't we?
Exactly. Rob started. He's been sat there quiet for 20 minutes.
Chris,
I tell you what, it's the first time I've seen Rob shut up for 20 minutes as well.
Oh my God! Even Chris is super chatting on it. England and New Zealand have the same chance to win. 0. You are not responding to that. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. And Ross with the 199 as well. My God, man! Like tensions are flaring right now. Tensions are flaring. Guys, I just want to have a discussion on this. And this is the infamous image. Shout out to Amjad, who sent this to me. This is Ange Ball against Chelsea.
Yeah, that's a great shot. That is a great. I love that picture. Yeah,
that was the 4-4 game, though, wasn't it? It was 4-4.
No, that was the 4-0 game, man. They lost.
There were two men down at this point and still playing that line.
Yeah.
So, what, Rob? You've been quite quiet. What are you saying to that, bro?
Well, it's not necessarily going to do that from the start against Arsenal, is he?
You think?
Yeah, I don't know. I think somebody said earlier, he's got a much better defense than he had before. He's got something to build on here, right? I mean, Spurs, I think, used about 6 different keepers last season, and they were playing fullbacks in central defense because they were ravaged by injury. So, hopefully he realizes that he's got something to build on here and he doesn't have to just throw it straight out. What I'm more excited about is when we play Burnley and Sunderland, we might actually attack them and have a few shots on target.
Yes.
And that's what I want to see. So this is why I think I wouldn't rule out Chris Wood this season. I think he might score more than last season because he's going to get a lot more chances. And as long as he's as sharp as he was, he could be scoring plenty more goals. He's had 1 chance per game in the last 2 games. He had that one wide against Palace, and then the other one he headed straight at the keeper against West Ham. He's feeding off scraps, right? So this could be really good for Chris Wood. And I don't mean to come back to the prior topic, but all I wanted to reiterate was the fact that he has some competition now means that it's more likely we reach the point where he does prioritise club over country. Because let's face it, when he went the last time, what were we going to do? Pick Taiwo instead. So, we had no other choice. So I think it's a better situation now, and we might see him prioritise club over country. But anyway,
you know what? Right. I said a couple of things. All these people that are saying answer twat and all that lot. These are the same people that say they shouldn't. These are the same people that saying there shouldn't be any international football. It's boring. Why do we bother? I never watch it. All right. So that's number one.
Yeah, but they are right about you being a twat.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Obviously,
all right,
but
so,
not the reasons for saying it. The other thing is, I've heard a lot today about Wood won't suit Ange's system and everything. I actually think, and you know, you need somebody quick and all that. I actually think you're all wrong, because the whole idea of Ange's system is to dominate the ball and be in the opposition half. You're not running. You're not like now at the moment. A counter-attacking team is where you need pace, not a possession team. You don't need pace up front for a possession team. So actually, if you think about it, Wood is ideally suited. That's why Ange bought Solanke.
You are right.
Somebody in the middle who's
got
got a focal point to score headers and goals. That's what you want, and Wood could do that. So I actually think, so my vote is for Wood.
Yeah, and Wood is pretty good at losing his man as well, right?
Very good, very good.
Yeah. So I think he might have a ball, actually.
I mean, he might be able to actually get more legs out of Wood by not having to drop. I mean, how many times was he further back than our? He wasn't our furthest forward player. You know,
it might sub him on 55 minutes.
He'll be the deepest player on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
He might sub Wood on 55 minutes. You know, that's the other thing. He might sub Wood on 55 minutes, not on 82 minutes. So, you know, it's,
okay, just a quick couple of things before we continue. I'll put the link up for the Discord. Make sure you join in there, because I've been in between all my streams today and work everything. I've been reading what you guys are saying there. My God, they've been going crazy in the Discord. It's completely free to join. Go get yourselves into the general chat. If you join now and between the end of the show, I'll shout you guys out as we get the welcome in sign. So it's the link that's pinned to the comments. Go in there. Honestly, I don't think anyone in there is going to argue it's the best Forest Discord in the world. It's cracking. There's nearly 1,000 people already in there. So get your asses in that Discord. That Forest conversation goes on 24/7. And hey, look who it is. We start talking about Wood and she appears just with the £2. I'm working just nipped. Sorry. Just nipped to say Ange out. Why did that look like nipple to me? I don't know.
I knew that's what you were thinking. I knew that's what you were thinking.
Oh, sorry.
By the way, I just had an email from Forest.
Did I tell you to shut up?
No, it's their new weekend edit T-shirts, and they're not as nice as the ones we've got on our merch store. They're not as nice.
Just gonna say,
yeah. There's nothing as good as that. Nowhere near as good as that.
Oh, this is the best T-shirt design I've ever seen in my life, ever. And there is 10% off it on the merch store right now. Shout out to you, Jess. Big up to Phil in New Zealand. With the $10. He goes, New Zealand to win the World Cup in 2046.
Hey, mate, I tell you what, I would fucking love that. Seriously, I would love that.
Would still be playing though.
Yeah, Wood still be there. They'll still be there.
So big up to you.
In mind that when we come on here, we do laugh a lot. It's about, you know, none of us are being, you know, totally serious. So don't nobody take offense at what we say.
I am.
Yeah, they're only serious until you're offended, then it's not serious. Yeah. Maid Lil has just joined the Discord server. Shout out to you. Okay. I just want some more comments on this. For those of you joining late, that is the infamous Ange line. What are you saying it to SC? Do you like the look of it?
It's a great meme, that is. But yeah, remember that game. But there was a 4-4 game as well. That's what I was confusing it with. But yeah, that was when, like you said, we'd already had 2 players sent off at that stage, and he's still playing.
I think Jackson got a hat-trick.
Yeah, and he missed a hat-trick of chances as well.
Yeah.
But the stubbornness of Nuno was an issue towards the end, and the stubbornness of Ange could be an issue as well. But well, listen, he hasn't started. There's no point in me even discussing what he might and might not do for Forest, because it's a totally clean slate. Let's hope he's learned from his errors with Spurs last season. But his first season was very promising. The type of football was very exciting to watch at times, and he didn't have as many injuries in that first season as he did in the second season. Now, as you already alluded to, a lot of those injuries were hamstring injuries. The players do get put through their paces, you know, so there will be substitutions, and there will be a lot earlier on than we've seen with Nuno. But we've got to give him a chance to put his stamp on it. We might not see any real improvements this weekend. I can't see him changing too much, but we'll have another GOR before the game this weekend, and we'll discuss formations and stuff in that. But I would like to see a different style of play. We've been asking for it. We careful what you wish for, but it's not, like I said, it's not going to be boring, that's for sure. And at times, watching Forest, it was boring. It's not going to be boring.
You know what? Steve's right. At least 3 players were offside there.
Yeah,
so,
I would say at least 3. Yeah. That's what makes me laugh. 3. It's a terrible tactic, but on that occasion, it worked. Yeah. But on that occasion, it worked.
What happens if he picks Yates over Luis? Then I'm Ange out. Any manager that comes in and picks Yates over any, over Luis.
Seriously, I think this could be the end of Yates' career at Forest. Ange coming in.
And we always get told that every single manager that ever has managed Forest always picks Ryan Yates.
I'm afraid it may. I'm not saying it will, but it may come to an end because one thing Ange does like is technical players. And
you're saying Yates isn't technical?
I'm saying Yates is not technical.
Did you not see my stat graph yesterday where he had like 0 forward passes?
No. He had fantastic interceptions, which is great. But what he didn't say on there is that after every one of them, he got booked.
Yeah, exactly. Or the rest got to blow up.
All right, I'm gonna send you over to Loaded Mag because I gotta jump on there for about 10-15 minutes. Everyone wants a piece of my ass today, pause. But we will be back tomorrow. What day is it tomorrow? Tomorrow with the Arsenal preview. Me and probably Rob, who doesn't know yet, will be taking on Igal, Potts, and Hooks, my boy Hooks. Thursday, we'll be doing our whole debrief on Ange. So I'll have all the Spurs lot on here. That should be interesting. And then Friday, we're back for the GOR Arsenal preview. And then it's the big one, the Ange debut. I'm going to have to do a live presser reaction, man. I'm so excited for the presser. Big up to Big T joining the Discord, D-Mac as well. Go and spam in their chat, Highline. And I'll probably be on there in a couple of minutes. Thank you for watching. Make sure you've liked. Make sure you've subscribed. Oh, late one from Frederick. And is right now. We'll end on that bombshell. I'll see you over on Loaded Mag. Come on. Oh, and then I'm on Joe's channel at 8:30. Just Joe. Long day. See you soon. Bye.
You ready?